can't stop thinking about it. It haunts me every waking moment. And even when I try to sleep, especially when I try to sleep, it's there. The whispers, the screams, the silence that follows. It's all too real. And now, after everything I've seen, I know one thing for certain. Sleep is not just a necessity, it's survival. It started with an old file buried deep in the archives of a forgotten Soviet research facility. I stumbled upon it while researching obscure psychological experiments from the Cold War era. At first, I thought it was just another urban legend, a chilling tale whispered among conspiracy theorists. But as I dug deeper, I realized this wasn't fiction. This happened. Somewhere in Russia, during the height of the paranoia-fueled arms race, they did it. They really tried to create humans who didn't need sleep. I remember sitting in my dimly lit apartment late at night, scrolling through scanned documents and grainy photographs. There were no dates, no names, only cryptic notes scrawled by hand on yellowed paper. But piecing them together, the story became clear. 5 volunteers, chosen for their resilience and mental fortitude, were subjected to an experiment designed to test the limits of human endurance without rest. The scientists believed that if they could eliminate the need for sleep, soldiers could fight longer, workers could produce more, and society could thrive under constant productivity. They locked these poor souls inside a soundproof chamber equipped with enough food and water to last weeks. To ensure they stayed awake, each volunteer wore a gas mask connected to a tube, delivering a steady stream of air laced with stimulants. The masks were secured tightly around their faces, impossible to remove without triggering alarms. If anyone attempted to take theirs off, guards would intervene immediately. Escape was out of the question. At first, things seemed normal, or as normal as such an experiment could be. The subjects remained lucid, though increasingly irritable. Their conversations grew strained, punctuated by fits of laughter or anger over trivial matters. That's when the reports began to shift. Day 3 marked the beginning of something darker. By day 4, the walls between reality and madness began to crumble. One subject claimed he heard voices calling his name, low murmurs that echoed through the sterile room despite its perfect isolation. Another saw shadows moving across the ceiling, shapes shifting like smoke in the corners of her vision. She begged the researchers to turn off the lights, insisting the darkness would make the figures disappear. When they refused, she clawed at her own face, trying to scratch away what she swore were insects crawling beneath her skin. I read those words, my heart pounding in my chest. These weren't just symptoms of exhaustion. They were signs of something far worse, something unnatural. On day 5, the audio recordings stopped being coherent. Instead of dialogue, there were fragments, snatches of sentences cut short, cries of fear, and guttural sounds that defied description. Then came the silence. Complete, oppressive silence. For hours, nothing but static filled the tapes. Until the screaming began. When I reached this part of the transcript, I had to pause. My hands trembled as I replayed the recording over and over, hoping some rational explanation would emerge. But there was none. Just the horrifying realization that whatever happened inside that chamber transcended anything we understand about human psychology. The final entry described chaos. 2 of the subjects attacked each other, driven mad by hallucinations so vivid they couldn't distinguish friend from foe. Blood smeared the walls, mixing with sweat and tears. Another collapsed into convulsions, foaming at the mouth as her body rejected the relentless assault on her nervous system. Yet somehow, 2 of them survived long enough for the experiment to end. But survived isn't the right word. Not anymore. What they found when they opened the chamber chilled me to the bone. 2 bodies lay motionless, staring blankly ahead with eyes wide open, unblinking. They didn't respond to touch or sound. No pulse, no breath. Yet they weren't dead. Not entirely. Their hearts still beat faintly. Their lungs expanded minimally. But their minds were gone. Replaced by something else. Something alien. The researchers noted how the remaining subjects exhibited bizarre behaviors. They moved stiffly, almost robotically, speaking in monotone voices that sounded less human than mechanical. When asked questions, they replied with eerie precision, answering without hesitation, but offering no emotion. One subject recited mathematical equations backwards. Another sang nursery rhymes in languages no one recognized. And then, most terrifying of all, they began whispering. "Let us out," they said, their voices overlapping in a chorus of despair. "We see you." No one knows what became of them after that. Some say they were euthanized. Others claim they were locked away in secret facilities where they continue to exist today. Living proof of humanity's darkest ambitions. Either way, the experiment was never repeated. Not officially anyway. Now, whenever I close my eyes, I hear them. Those whispers. Soft, persistent, driving into my skull like nails hammered into wood. Let us out. Sometimes I think I see them too. Shadows flickering at the edge of my vision. Forms twisting in ways that shouldn't be possible. Is it possible they escaped? Or worse, have they always been here waiting? Sleep feels dangerous now. Every time I drift off, I wonder if I'll wake up, or if something else will.